Hi friends, welcome to my channel, The Real Life Mama. My name is Mackenzie and today I'm going to be sharing with you our Sam's Club grocery haul for our family of 5 for the entire month of March. Okay, so starting at this corner of the table, we do kind of have a little bit to work through. We got a 3-pack of the Silk almond milk. This will not last us the entire month. It'll last us probably 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. So we will have to get more later on in the month for our fill and haul at Aldi, but that will last us a majority of the month. We got some chocolate chips. I have been buying like 2 to 3 packages of chocolate chips every week at Aldi, but I wanted just to see how long this would last us. I use these for my lactation bites. If I make brownies or cookies, sometimes my kids just like to snack on them. So we do eat these quite a bit. So I thought it might be cost effective to buy it in bulk. This whole bag I think was like $11 or $12. So I will get back to you on that and see if it's actually worth it or not. We got some pure raw honey. That was I think around $14. And again, I use that for my lactation bites. If I make sandwich bread, we have a lot of, if we do smoothies, we have a lot of uses for honey in this house. I got this bag of freshly peeled garlic. This actually goes bad. It said like March 12th. Today is, I think, March 4th or 5th. I'm not really sure. It's Sunday. But what I thought I could do is grind this up in the food processor, and then I have a mini muffin pan that's, I think it's like 24 mini muffins it will make. Well, I thought I could kind of grind this up, put olive oil with it, and then freeze these in the tins. It's silicone, so I don't have to worry about getting like little mini muffin tins or anything. But I thought that would be a good way to always have fresh garlic on hand. I didn't want to have to go through, they have like actual garlic cloves you can get, but I didn't want to have to go through the process of peeling everything, when this was definitely worth the money to me to buy it already pre-peeled. I think this was about $10 or $11 as well, which this is where it says, yeah, I'm not sure how much this is, but definitely a couple pounds worth of garlic. So we got a container of blueberries, 2 containers of strawberries. So it was like a month or 2 months ago, strawberries it was like 14 ounces for like $8 or $9. Well, this was $3.98 or $4 for 2 pounds. So we did get 2 of them. This should last us about 2 weeks. So I actually, after this, I will put half a cup of baking soda and some warm water and let these soak for about 15 minutes. I'll do that with the blueberries as well. And I found by doing it that way, you actually will let your strawberries last longer. But I will keep an eye on these, and before any of them start to go bad or get moldy, I will just throw them in the freezer, and then we will have that for smoothies. So none of these will go to waste. But my boys will eat about 1 carton of this in a week. This is 2 pounds each, so we have 4 pounds of strawberries. So they love strawberries, and they will definitely eat it as long as we give it to them. We got another 4-pound bag of apples. These are still on sale for $9. I did see that the Cosmic Crisp apples, I believe it was 4 pounds of that as well, was like $7, but I know my kids like Honey Crisp. This is an apple. This will go in their snack drawer in the fridge, so this is something they'll just grab out as they want it. I do like to cut them in half for them because I find that if they each have their own, I will just find half-eaten apples all throughout the house. If you have little ones, you understand what I am saying. We did run out of garlic earlier last month, so we wanted to get a bigger container of that because we use that pretty much. If I'm cooking, I'm more than likely putting garlic in it. These did already get opened. My husband and my oldest son left after we got home to go get my oldest son a haircut. And my husband, we're all big Reese's fans, but he wanted to have some of those in the car. for him and my oldest. So they opened that up and had a couple. I'm not gonna lie, I've had one or two myself. We definitely have a sweet tooth in this house. We got a thing of quick oats. I have old-fashioned oats that I got in my Aldi haul last week for oatmeal, but these really work well. I make a no-bake cookie that I make with flax seeds and coconut oil, so it's lactation friendly as well. And I tried making it with old-fashioned oats, and it turned out good, but it just was a little bit more chewy than I would like it to be. So if you like a chewy cookie, I actually posted that recipe on my shorts feed. But if you don't like a super chewy cookie, I would recommend making it with quick oats, and it tastes a lot better. And I've made it with quick oats before, but I wanted to experiment with it with the old fashioned. And I definitely will be using quick oats from now on for that, just a personal preference. We got this block of Parmesan cheese. This is from Italy. It says it's cut and packed in Italy, but I think it was about $12 a pound. Yeah, you can see that, $12 a pound. We spent $15.08 on it, and it's 1.2 pounds. So what I'll do with this is whatever meal we have in the next week, week and a half, I will shred this up. But after that, I will just go ahead and shred everything up, the rest of the block, and then I will freeze it in a Ziploc bag. So that way it won't go bad in the fridge. I know cheese lasts a while, but I also just don't like risking it, especially when I'm spending $15 on cheese. I just feel like I would rather just have it in the freezer to use when I need it versus it going bad on me without me realizing it. So over here, I've said previously in my last Aldi haul, we are actually headed out of town this weekend. We're going to Georgia. We live in North Carolina. We are leaving Thursday night, and we'll get back either Friday night or Saturday morning. We're not 100% sure yet of when we are leaving, but it'll be a quick trip. But I've found that having these in the car, this is something we don't really ever buy outside of when we have road trips. So just having this in the car helps me not have to pack a bunch of snacks. We'll still bring probably some like freeze-dried strawberries, some of the apples, things that are car friendly. But so in this container, we have the nacho cheese Doritos, Cheetos, sour cream and onion chips. We have, it's like mini sandwich, like cookies, I guess, chocolate chip cookies, and then this like looks like it's just like the peanut butter crackers. So between my husband, myself, my two boys, obviously my newborn only has breast milk, so he won't be eating any of that, but we definitely won't eat all of this especially with a short trip, but it's just nice to have in the car when the kids get hungry, so we don't always have to stop for food. We already are going to have to be doing a lot of stops for breastfeeding, for potty breaks. My oldest is potty trained, so yeah, it will definitely help just save on time, not always having to stop for food when the kids get hungry. So this is what I make our eggs with. My husband will also make breakfast sandwiches. He'll use bagels, a slice of cheese, like Texas Pete and this, and put that obviously on a bagel, and that's normally his breakfast. For the kids and myself, I will just dice this up, probably 2 to 3 slices, and we will saute this with coconut oil, and then we'll mix it in with eggs. If I'm making it with my boys, if I'm making it for myself, I will add the Canadian bacon with kale, bell peppers. I'll do a seasoning salt, and then the eggs with some shredded cheese, and that is what I'll have for breakfast. So it's a 2-pack, and this I think is like $9.98. It's under $10, but one of these packs will last, if we're all 3 eating them like every day or consistently, this will last us a week. If it's just my husband making his sandwiches, it'll obviously last longer, but we normally just cut down the line, and we'll put one of these in our deep freezer and one of these in the fridge, and then that way we know the other one isn't going to go bad. So we're trying a new thing this month where we are buying all of our meat at the beginning of the month, and this will hopefully last us the entire month, if not longer. So I will keep you updated on how this goes, if we bought enough, if we bought too much. It was just kind of this month is a test run. Like I said, it's our first time. So this is a whole pork loin. This was almost 9 pounds for $18. So you can also buy like pre-cut pork chops at Sam's. It was like 6 of them for between $6 to $8. So I thought I would get more for my money just cutting it myself. This is something I've done before. It does get a little messy, like you do get some blood on your counter, but as long as you clean before and after and kind of, you know, don't let that sit, it is a very cost-effective way to kind of save money on meat, especially with how grocery prices are right now. It's worth it to me to cut it myself, and that way we get more and it's at a cheaper price. We have only one thing of ground beef, which is $18. It's like over 4.5 pounds. We do already have a whole one of these cooked and in our deep freezer. My mom did that for us when she came down in January to meet our son Evan. So we do already have that. So I would have normally bought 2 of these, but with that already being cooked in the freezer, I figured we only need 1. We have 2 packages of chicken breasts here. This was $19 and this one was $15, and this was actually on sale for $2 off. So if you're looking for chicken and you have a Sam's Club membership, this is definitely the place to get it this week. This is 6.5 pounds and that's 5.5. So this should last us the entire month. I know I have like 2 or 3 chicken breasts that are frozen in the freezer right now, and that is what we will use first. I'll probably package up these either 2 to 3 breasts per bag, leave 1 in the fridge and then put the rest in the deep freezer, and that should hopefully last us the whole month. When we make tikka masala, if you checked out my most recent Aldi grocery haul, you saw that we got a tikka masala. So we normally will just dice the chicken, put it in that. If we do chicken fajitas, if we do like a chicken and rice casserole, there's a whole bunch of obviously uses we use chicken for. So I'm hoping this is enough. I'm also hoping it's not too much, but like I said, we'll put it in the deep freezer, and if we don't get to it this month, then we just have more to use for next month. I do want to make some beef stroganoff, like a meal for ourselves, and then make a separate one for the freezer. So I normally get a roast, but I don't know why the roast at Sam's, the past couple times I've gotten them, they're really tough, even though I'm cooking them for a lot longer. And after we have like the first meal of roast potatoes, carrots, onions, we don't really have too much meat left over to make the beef stroganoff. So I thought by doing it this way, I'll just braise the beef ahead of time, make the beef stroganoff, and hopefully that will do it for us. I obviously don't want to make beef stroganoff with like less than like 1/2 pound, which is normally what's left once we have that first meal of the roast and potatoes and everything. So we're going to give that a shot, and I'm hoping to be able to record it so you can see how I make the beef stroganoff as well. We also have had egg noodles in our pantry for a couple months now, so I want to get those used up, and this is the perfect way to do it. So the chicken thighs were $18.42 total, and this is just over 6 pounds in here. And actually, the people that were standing next to me when we were all kind of like looking to see which one we wanted saw that a couple of the packs had like, some of it was like green right here, which was absolutely disgusting. And one of the guys was like, yep, that's enough for me not to get chicken thighs. And if I wasn't trying to buy this for the whole month, I would have just waited until next month. But we do have a lot of recipes that call for chicken thighs, so it wasn't something that I felt like I could just not get. I know I could just get it at Aldi, but that defeats the purpose of us trying to buy the meat once every month and seeing how it goes. So I grabbed the one that looked the best. I mean, you tell me if you see anything, but I didn't see anything that was green or looked bad in this one. But again, like what I'm doing with the chicken breast, I will probably put 4 thighs in each bag, like portion it out, keep 1 bag in the fridge for meals this week, and then put the rest in the deep freezer. And I will also make sure before we go out of town to put whatever meat we haven't used yet in the freezer, just so, not that it would go bad in the day and a half that we're going to be gone, but I also don't want anything to go to waste. I don't really want to risk it. You know, sometimes things just get away from you and you don't realize it until it's too late. So I'm going to try and avoid that. So Sam's normally has the Eggo brand of waffles. I sent my husband down the freezer. I was like, okay, go get us waffles. I'll go get whatever it was. And he was like, they don't have waffles. I don't even see them. So we had to go back and look, and we realized because the Eggo box has the big yellow, like everything's yellow, it really sticks out on the shelf. This was in next to their breakfast sandwiches, and it really blended in, so we had to sit there and kind of read labels before we saw it. But I believe it was like $10 for 60 waffles. I can make waffles myself, but this is something I like to have. Just, it's quick, it's easy. I know they will eat it, especially, it seems like as soon as my kids wake up in the morning, they want to have breakfast, but also as soon as my newborn wakes up, which is normally around the same time, he wants to eat. So there's days where my husband's at work and it's just me with the 3 of them, and it's hard, you know, feeding the baby, making breakfast for the older 2. You don't want the older 2 to get hungry because they are not happy when they're hungry like most of us. And also, you know, you don't want your newborn to be sitting there screaming because he's hungry as well. So this is something that is kind of like that mama sanity saving that I like to have, just, you know, keep everyone happy while I can. You don't want your day to start off with everyone hungry because you're asking for trouble. So we were debating on getting our 3T, 4T pull-ups, but we ultimately decided, because we've got like 4 packs of it left from our previous Sam's Club haul, that we were just gonna get the size 1 diapers. These are what my newborn is in right now. But he's, you know, he'll be 8 weeks on Monday. So newborn, 2 months, what, you know, call it what you will, brand new baby. We just decided to get diapers for him. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to go through all of these diapers before he sizes up to size 2. I found with my previous 2 boys, they would go through about 2 of these boxes before they would need to go up a size. No, I haven't really shared this yet, but Evan, my 3rd, was born at 39 weeks, but he was 5 pounds, 5 ounces. It turned out that I just had a really small placenta and a really short umbilical cord, which causes, you know, they sent the placenta to the lab and it came back saying that that's kind of what happens when you have a small placenta and a short umbilical cord. So even though he wasn't premature, he was born in the 1st percentile. So he gained 4 pounds in the 1st month he was born. So now he doesn't go back until middle of March for his 2-month checkup. So he very well could be, like, weight-wise sizing out of it. He was 9 pounds when we went for his 1st month checkup. But I normally just kind of gauge by, I tend to go off the poundage, but also I just kind of look and see, okay, yeah, it's getting snug around their waist. We want to go up a size. I like their diapers to be big rather than small, just so we can avoid having blowouts should they have a massive movement. And that's just my preference. So all this to say, if we don't go through this entire box, we will just save the diapers for if we have another one. If one of my friends has a baby, we can donate it. The good thing about diapers is they don't go bad, so that was something we thought was worth it. And this whole thing I think is like $25, so we wouldn't be out too much money should we not use all of it. Moving on, that was a lot. We got these dental treats for our dogs. We have 2 dogs. Bo is an 80-pound Bernese Mountain Dog. Roscoe, we're not really sure. He's like a border collie-ish. They're both tricolored, but we used to have them on a raw diet, but it was just too much having the 3 kids, me being pregnant, you know, before Evan came, just portioning it out. The place we were getting it from is about an hour drive now from the house that we just moved into. So we have them now on a dry kibble, which most people do. It's a lot more affordable, but the difference between them being on the raw diet is that their breath did not stink. They had really shiny coats. Their teeth were nice and white. But now switching to the dry dog food, their breath smells, their coats aren't as shiny. You know, we're starting to see some like plaque buildup on their teeth. So we're starting to have to brush their teeth. So not that these really even help, I'm not sure, but you know, a treat, and hopefully it'll do something with their teeth and just kind of help that smell. If you have dogs, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then just disregard everything I just said. We got another pack of the body armor, and so we originally had 2 of these in our carts, and the plan was for myself to have 1 container, or like 1 pack, and then my husband was going to have the other one, but he ended up saying that he would rather want the vitamin water, so these will be for him. These will be for myself. The reason why I'm doing the body armors is because it has coconut water in it, but also just the flavoring. So if you saw my previous Aldi haul, you would have seen that I bought about 4 big containers of coconut water. And what I've been doing is getting a mason jar and pretty much filling up 3/4 of the way with coconut water. And then I will just pour in like half of one of these for just, I don't really like the taste of coconut water plain, so I like to use these for flavor. And that way, if I only use half of it, then I can get more use out of it than just drinking the whole one, and I'm getting more than 10% coconut water with it. So that's why I've been buying these. This has been a recent purchase. I didn't start drinking these until I was breastfeeding. But I do notice a difference when I drink a lot of coconut water in a day versus when I don't with my milk supply. So that is something, if you're a breastfeeding mom, it's worth a shot to try to mix both of them. And that way you're not going through an entire case as quickly. It kind of lasts a little bit longer. We normally don't buy a case of water, but with us going out of town this weekend, I want to make sure that I'm able to stay hydrated. And again, you know, if the kids run out of water while we're in the car, we can easily fill it up. This is something for my husband and I to drink. And I know we're not going to go through all 40 of these in like a 1.5-day trip. So this will be something we just keep in the car for, we signed our oldest son up for soccer. So if we forget a water for him, or if we're out at the park and we need something, we'll have it in the car. So that's something that'll last us probably a lot longer than a month. And then lastly, we needed some paper towels. This was about $19. We had like 4 rolls left from, I think, 2 months ago when we bought this, but obviously we'll probably go through more than 4 rolls in a month. So we wanted just to grab these so we have them. My oldest son is potty trained, but sometimes he gets sidetracked while he's going potty and likes to pee all over the bathroom. So these are definitely a must to have on hand. If you have little boys, you know the mess that can happen when that takes place. But yeah, so this is everything that we bought at Sam's. The total was about, I think it was $340, I want to say. We had like $5 or $6 in Sam's cash that we used, so it wasn't that much, but again, I mean, still was a decent amount. A lot of the expense, we probably have just like $100 in meat right here, if not more, which we normally, like I said, this is our first month trying to buy all the meat at once. Normally it's kind of dispersed throughout our other grocery hauls. So I budget $500 a month between our previous Aldi haul that was about $100 and the $360. We don't have too much left over for the rest of the weeks, but we do have a pretty stocked pantry. So basically what I'm planning on doing is just using what we have. We'll have the meat, and then we have like a big bag of rice. We've got 10 pounds of potatoes. We'll probably have to go back for more fresh fruit because these will probably last us like 2 weeks. And then we'll have to go back, but that won't be too much money. I've been making our own bread, so we don't have to worry about any sandwich bread or anything like that. And then the only other thing we'll probably have to go back to the store for are eggs and then almond milk once we run out of that. So we should hopefully still be able to stay in budget, but I will let you know at the beginning of next month how we did and if we're going to continue to be doing this. I want to at least try to do it for a couple months just to see how it goes. But we live about 30 minutes each way from Sam's Club, so it's not something we can go to like every week or every couple days. So we did want to see if it would be worth it to do it this way. So yeah, so this is everything that we got. If you made it to this point in the video, I want to say thank you for your support. It means so much to me that you are watching this to the end. We are a family of 5. Myself, my husband, a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and then an 8-week-old son. So we go through a decent amount of food. I'm sure our grocery budget will have to increase as our kids get older, but for now, this is what works for us. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye.